It's time for the game show that's infused with souls, celebrating Black history with a flavorful twist. Welcome to the ultimate Black history game show, Soul Trivia. Now let's play Soul Trivia with your host, the Black Trivia guy, Karl with a K Hunt.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Soul Trivia. I'm Karl with a K, the Black Trivia guy. I'd like to welcome you to a special edition with celebrating Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday holiday. And today is a day of service, so I hope you guys got a chance to perform some type of service out. If you weren't in the Baltimore area, I can understand because it's very chilly out today. We had a little bit of snow, but it was cold as you know what out there today. So I hope everybody had a good weekend. Let me know who's here tonight, and we're gonna have a good time. I got a lot of different questions on MLK, Civil Rights Movement, books, and also a couple things about his family as well. So we're going to get started in just a few minutes. I want to see who's checking in. We're going to have slow it down a little bit. I don't know what I'm speeding with the rush is. Hey, Tech, welcome back. I'm glad to see you. I hope you I hope you weren't out there in that weather. I had to go out early today, and it was still. I got in just in time because everything was starting to freeze back up when I got in. But like I said, today we're going to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. With a whole bunch of trivia on his life and his achievements as well as his impact. Okay, cool. But, we're going to, just letting you know that that's how we're going to be rolling today. Don't forget to check in. Okay, I got Tech. I'm sure Gary's on his way. I had a couple of new people to email me, so hopefully they'll start showing up on Monday nights. They've been checking out the rebroadcast or just the live stream that I leave recorded on the YouTube channel. You just want to check in at the YouTube channel. It's the Black Trivia Network channel. That's what it is, but Soul Trivia is my game. I created it about 2014. I used to go out to clubs and do trivia, enjoy trivia nights on the other end. And every time a question about a black or brown person came up, people looked at me. And so I said, there's got to be some opportunity there. I try and look for needs and always have a salesman in my heart. So I decided to give it a shot. And ever since then, I've hosted in person and I've hosted virtually, of course. And now we're streaming. And next month is Black History Month. So if you're interested in having me host an event, feel free to contact me. And we can definitely set something up for that. I'll have more information out later on that, but if you need it, I can just put it in the chat box. You can just go to my website. That's kind of stupid that I don't have my website up on the screen, right? But you can just go to my website, and that's www.soultrivia.net. So you can go right in there and see it. And we got opportunities that you can not only have me host it, but I can provide you with so that you can host your own events. So I have all my commercials and stuff out that next week. I'm still working on making sure everything's solidified, but in case you don't need me to host it, I will supply you with picture files and a PDF file, and then you can have an event at your home for Black History Month. So I'll have a couple of different versions up available, and then you can just download it and have host your own event if you don't feel you need me to host it for you. All right, so I like to get started around 10 after I got online a little early today, but excuse me. So it's going to be a great week, hopefully. When I just left the Steelers game, the Steelers were down 24-10, so they're about to go into the fourth quarter. Crazy weekend with Dallas Cowboys. Sorry for you guys. Listen, got nothing to say for y'all. And my Ravens will show up when we play Kansas City next. So we're gonna check them out. I know they don't have that great of a record against them, but I think this is our time. We're playing great on both sides of the ball, so it should be a good game. And then we will be getting what else is going on? The CIAA is coming to Baltimore, so make sure you go check that out as well. And we might want to look into that because that's going to be a really good opportunity. Of course, I went to a MEAC school, but the CIAA is always a fun event. Being the Sigma, I can show out like that, as well as support of an HBCU. And we're going to do, what's your time? Okay, I'll give it another minute or two, see who else shows up. But like I said, a lot of these questions I've had in the past is really just to honor Dr. Martin Luther King. None of the things are really too difficult, but I think you will learn a couple of things that you might not have known about the man. I've done a lot of research over the years on him and the family, but there's a couple of things you might learn. And my girl SureTech, I know she might know some of these. She's been, played live here in the Baltimore area with me when I do out events. So she might remember some of the answers, as well as Gary. They might remember a couple of them, but some of the newer ones. But I really want to make sure that I just give you guys some insight, some new perspective on the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Of course, and nothing negative. I promise you that I'm not spilling no tea on the man. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not a believer in stuff like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me switch this over. Once again, tonight we are honoring the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with trivia on his life and his impact on the world, basically. So, set this up. All right, and then with each question, give yourself 5 points for each one you get right. And just let me know how you're doing as we go along, okay? So we got 25 different questions on the man and his life. And here we go with number one. Number one. What church did Martin Luther King co-pastor with his father in Atlanta? Was it the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, the Gordon Street Baptist Church, the Ebenezer Baptist Church, or Mount Olive AME? One of these four churches is where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. co-pastored with his father in Atlanta. Which one do you think it is? All right, so the name of the church that he co-pastored with his father is, of course, Ebenezer Baptist Church. Ebenezer Baptist Church. He co-pastored with his father. Okay. Join in. All right. I think so too, but that's okay. I do have some people who just watch; they don't really participate. But I get the registration of things at the end of the game. So still gonna go forward. You can stay with me, all right? I appreciate you being here, Sherry. Number two. Who of the following directed the 2014 film Selma? Was that Gina Prince Blythewood, Ava DuVernay, Spike Lee, or John Singleton? One of these four are the ones who directed this movie, the movie Selma. Which one do you think it is? Oh, Pam's here with me. Okay, great. Thank you, baby. All right. And yes, that is Ava DuVernay. Ava DuVernay directed that 2014 film, which was nominated for Best Film at the time. All right, number three. From which of the following schools did Dr. King not receive a degree as a graduate? He graduated from three of these four colleges. Which one did he not graduate from? Was it Howard University, Boston University, Crozer Theological Seminary, or Morehouse College? He didn't graduate from one of these four. Which one do you think it is? And the answer is he did not graduate from Howard University. I know he was disappointed about that. Yes, he did not graduate from Howard University. However, he's graduated from Morehouse College in 1948 with a BA in sociology. He graduated from Crozer Theological Seminary with 1951 with a Bachelor of Divinity, and Boston University in 1955 with a PhD in theology. So those are his 3 degrees, but he did not graduate or attend Howard University. I think they did give him an honorary one, though. In what year was Martin Luther King Day recognized as a federal holiday? Was it 1984, 1986, 1988, or 1982? Okay, and that is 19. Oops, I'm sorry, I almost did it wrong. And that is 1986. 1986. The first time Martin Luther King Jr. Day was officially observed was in 1986, according to Time, but only 27 states and Washington, D.C. observed it at the time. It took another 14 years before all states to observe it. Okay. Number 5. Coretta Scott met Martin Luther King while she was a student at what college? Was it Antioch College, Spelman College, Peabody Institute, or the New England Conservatory of Music? She was attending one of these schools when she met Martin Luther King. What was which question? The last one? All right. So the answer to this question. All right, I have to go back. I can't. All right, 1 second. The answer for this one is the New England Conservatory of Music. The previous question was, in which year was Martin Luther King Day recognized as a federal holiday? And that year was 1986. All right. To help you out, I hope. Okay. All right, so we're moving on. We knew that she attended the New England Conservatory of Music. Number 6. In which year was Martin Luther King Jr. born? 1919, 1939, 1929, or 1949? Which one do you think it was? Was he born in 1919, 1939, 1929, or 1949? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was the first time it was recognized and observed. Okay. So, what year was Martin Luther King born? Was it 1919, 1939, 1929, or 1949? And it was 1929. He was born in 1929, January 15th, 1929. Number 7. The I Have a Dream speech was done at the March on Washington in which year? Was it 1965, 1963, 1960, or 1968? Which year was the March on Washington in which Martin Luther King had his I Have a Dream speech? Okay. So, Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech was done August 28th, 1963. Let me get off of this. All right. I thought I had that off. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. That's why I have this on. There we go. Shouldn't have any more problems like that. All right. So it was on August 28th, 1963 that the I Have a Dream speech was done. The march from Selma ended in what city? Was it Little Rock, Arkansas, Montgomery, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, or Savannah, Georgia? All right. The answer to that question is it ended in Montgomery, Alabama. Very good, Jerry. Very good. All right. Number 9. In what city was Martin Luther King assassinated? Was it Nashville, Tennessee, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, or Memphis, Tennessee? In which city was he assassinated? All right, that is correct. That is, he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. In Memphis, Tennessee is where he was assassinated. Okay. Number 10. Martin Luther King first entered Morehouse College at what age? Was he 15, 13, 12, or 17? Martin Luther King first entered Morehouse College at what age? 15, 13, 12, or 17? All right. And he was 15. He was 15. At the age of 15 is when he entered Morehouse. He left high school after sophomore year. Now, which of the following books was not written by Martin Luther King? He wrote 3 of these 4 books. Is it Stride Toward Freedom, The Montgomery Story, Trumpet of Conscience, Why We Can't Wait, or I've Got the Light of Freedom. I've got the light freedom. That's it. I got the light freedom. Which one did he not write? One of these 4 he did not write. And out of these 4 books, Martin Luther King did not write I Got the Light Freedom. That was the one he did not write. The march from Selma to Montgomery was about what? Was it about school desegregation, voting rights, desegregating buses, or police brutality? One of these 4 was the subject matter that was the catalyst for the march from Selma to Montgomery. All right. And the march from Selma to Montgomery was actually about voting rights. It was about voting rights. And speaking of that, what president signed the Voting Rights Act? Which one of these 4? Was it John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, Richard Nixon, or Harry Truman? One of these 4 signed the Voting Rights Act. Which one did? Okay, so and that president who signed the Voting Rights Act was President Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson. Number 14. As you know, we got 25 questions, and we're on number 14. What Divine Nine sorority is Coretta Scott a member of? Is it Zeta Phi Beta, Delta Sigma Theta, Sigma Gamma Rho, or Alpha Kappa Alpha? Which one is it? All right, so All right. So she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And a shout out to the AKAs. My late mother was one. Today, January 15th, is also their Founders Day. So they were founded January 14th, 1904, I want to say. But yes, today is their Founders Day, and just want to give them a shout out. Let's move on. Martin Luther King, he's a member of a fraternity. Which one is it? Is it Phi Beta Sigma, Alpha Phi Alpha, Kappa Alpha Psi, or Omega Psi Phi? He's a member of one of these four fraternities. Which one was he a member of? All right, so he is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. How'd you do, Sherry? Okay. Number 16. Which photographer took this award-winning photo from his funeral? Is it Richard Saunders, Moneta Sleet Jr., Gordon Parks, or Melvin Van Peebles? All right. Yeah, I was better got that one right, Sherry. I've had this question in the past, and he has such a unique name. He is Moneta Sleet Jr., and he won a Pulitzer Prize for this photo. First black photojournalist to win a Pulitzer Prize. One day I'm going to look that up. Is it Pulitzer or Pulitzer? All right. Number 17. When Dr. Martin Luther King won the Nobel Prize in 1964, he was the youngest man to ever receive the award. How old was he? Was he 40, 35, 29, or 33? How old was he when he received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964? All right. He was a very young man when he first received the Nobel Prize. He was only 35 years old. Which state refused recognition of the Martin Luther King holiday in 1986, but then they reinstated it because they were getting boycotted and almost lost the hosting of the Super Bowl? Excuse me. Was it Alabama, Arizona, Oklahoma, or Texas? Once again, one of these states refused recognition of the Martin Luther King holiday in 1986. They reinstated the holiday in 1992 due to boycotts and the loss of hosting the Super Bowl. What state was it? And that state is Arizona. Arizona. All right. Number 19. Stevie Wonder's Happy Birthday came out in what year? Was it 1983, 1985, 1981, or 1988? Which year did the song Happy Birthday come out? And the year that the song came out was actually 5 years before it was observed and recognized. It came out in 1981 on the Hotter Than July album. So, who confessed and then later recanted that he assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.? Was it John Hinckley Jr., Lee Harvey Oswald, James Earl Ray, or John Wilkes Booth? Which one of these four gentlemen confessed and later recanted that he assassinated Martin Luther King Jr.? All right, so that answer is James Earl Ray. James Earl Ray. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay, coming down towards the end. Last 5 questions. Sherry, and Pam, I really appreciate you guys taking time to be here with me tonight. I thank you so much. Last 5 in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King. What rap group wrote the song By the Time I Get to Arizona? Thinking about that previous question, in response to Arizona's refusal to acknowledge the Martin Luther King holiday? Was it X-Clan, Public Enemy, NWA, or KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions? Which one do you think, which one of these rap groups wrote the song By the Time I Get to Arizona? Okay, and the answer is, of course, Public Enemy. Oh, Public Enemy did that one. I'm sorry. All right, number 22. What president signed the bill to make the Martin Luther King holiday a federal holiday? Was it George Bush, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, or Jimmy Carter? Which one of these presidents signed the bill to make the Martin Luther King holiday a federal holiday? All right, and that president who signed that is actually Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was the one who signed the holiday into a federal holiday. He didn't initiate it, of course, but he did sign it once it cleared. All right, number 23. How tall is the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Stone of Hope on the National Mall? How tall is that? Is his monument that is built to him? How tall is that monument? Is it 50 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, or 60 feet? And the monument is 30 feet tall. 30 feet tall. All right, how you got it? Number 24. How long did the Montgomery bus boycott last? Was it 267 days, 123 days, 323 days, or 381 days? How many days did the Montgomery bus boycott last? All right. And the Montgomery bus boycott lasted just a little over a year, 381 days. Okay. Once again, Sherry and Pam, I really appreciate you guys. I know we didn't have a lot of people, but I hope you guys learned a little something tonight. This is the last question of the evening. What group was MLK supporting in Memphis just before his assassination? Was he speaking for arrested college students, black police officers, Vietnam veterans, or sanitation workers? He went down, he was speaking on one of these 4 topics when the day before he was assassinated, that he did a big speech in support of one of these 4 groups. Which one was it? All right. And that's right. That is correct. It was in support of sanitation workers. It was the sanitation workers. As part of his Poor People's Campaign, he was fighting for better housing, wages, workplace safety, and schools for the underprivileged. In the case of his visit to Memphis, he was championing 1,300 African American sanitation workers that worked for the city of Memphis. So that's the speech he gave in support of the before he was assassinated. So again, I just want to thank you guys for playing. I really appreciate it, and taking time out of your day to be here and play. So thank you so much. Please start sharing, letting your friends know. I'd greatly appreciate it. And you know how we roll each and every week. So I'm here at 7. Next week we'll be back with a whole potpourri of different types of trivia. Maybe it might be more entertaining since we're going into the entertaining season, you know, the Golden Globes and all the award shows. We might have a little bit, not fully on awards, but not fully on entertainment, but might start having a little bit more entertainment leaning trivia. So we definitely will be having some fun with that. All right. And you have a great week. Try and stay warm. It's crazy out there. All right. Thank you so much, Sherry and Pam. I really appreciate you. And I will talk to you guys next week. All right. Have a great one. Don't forget to check out my shorts and go to my channel. I don't know if you've ever seen my video shorts. So my Black Trivia Minutes. So I have a lot of those out there, and you might want to just check them out. And you can share those with your friends and family, and then they can get an idea how we roll on Mondays. All right. Take care. Thank you.
It's time for the game show that's infused with soul, celebrating Black history with a flavorful twist. Welcome to the ultimate Black history game show, Soul Trivia. Now let's play Soul Trivia with your host, the Black Trivia guy, Karl with a K Hunt.